New York under the sea. Subways run by giant rats. See it and more in the world of Kamandi, the last boy on Earth. Kamandi in the year of the rat. The world of Kamandi is Earth AD, after disaster. Somewhere in the past, a natural catastrophe of cataclysmic proportion had exposed the planet to an unknown period of intense radiation. When Kamandi, the last of the underground bunker people, left for the surface, he found a changed world. Beasts had become as men. Men had slipped to the roles of lower order animals. And Kamandi had shared their despairing lot. Until a lucky encounter with new friends. He'll need them in the Year of the Rat. Chapter 1. A dog that dabbles in all branches of science? Dr. Canis, you're as much of a phenomenon to me as I am to you. Don't forget Ben Boxer Boy. I'm not like the other humans you've seen.
Quiet. Look at what I focused the telescope upon.
George Washington Bridge. What Kamandi knows of the world has been taught to him in a microfilm library. What he sees in the telescope is another nightmarish reality of his present situation. Those horrible things climbing out of that ruin. They're taking crates out of that big Zeppelin bag. What are they?
They're rats, my boy. Not the kind you've learned about. These organized gangs represent a hijack society, which causes no end of trouble.
A society of rats? Why not? Don't you serve a kingdom of tigers, Canis? Aren't you the brains and residents of the Tiger King? Canis, that foundering dirigible belongs to a research team sent out by my people. That's why I dared to come here again.
I remember our first encounter. It was a shock to see one of your kind on a par with mine.
Well, that's a laugh. Before this world changed, Canis, your kind were nothing more than... That's enough. Be still.
How impetuous boys are.
I'm sorry. Instead of griping, I should be grateful to be with you both. And concerned about your people, Ben. Then try to be helpful. Remember that this place is in a tiger city, and each moment here is a dangerous moment. Then,
Canis, why are these animals running about loose?
Ben, look out!
And this snapping, snarling little monster? He should be in a cage. Put him down. You're frightening him.
The next moment, the laboratory of Dr. Canis is swarming with tigers.
Sorry, Canis, I know your status in this city, but these two go with us. See here, these are valuable animals. I need them for important experiments. No deal. We're hauling them in for registration. That's a city ordinance. Now look at the wraps on this husky. Isn't he the pampered little dandy? He's tougher than he looks, though. Yeah, a fighter, all right. Get those ropes on him. They're under control. Say, what's this gadget he's wearing, Canis? Keep your paws off that, you fool! If you press it, you're in for a rude surprise.
But the gadget is pressed, and the result is a violent, radiant flare-up which hits the tigers like a hammering shockwave.
Oh! Ah! Oh! Look, the animal's changing! His hide is turning into steel! Shoot! Shoot! He can't be hurt! Our shots are bouncing off him like ping-pong balls! Canis has done this with his blasted experiments. Get reinforcements. I'll try and hold him off. Do anything, but don't let him escape!
Ben has become an armored tank. Nothing stops him. And so the secret of Ben Boxer is revealed. Like all life in this new world, he reveals yet another road taken by a living organism to survive the lingering period of radiation. Kamandi is awestruck at the immense power wielded by that body of unguessable strength. Escape is now possible, but escape to where? It could be a short day's journey into death. Chapter 2.
Where are those reinforcements? We may be dead before they get here.
Then, with an effortless heave, Ben flings the tigers through the wall of Dr. Canis's laboratory. I hate to do this, but I can't waste time waiting for their rescue squad to arrive. Ben quickly presses the circular cover above his cyclo-heart, the natural organ which has evolved into a fission chamber to change the atomic structure of the body in order to protect it from a radioactive atmosphere. First, this. Then a quick departure to a more important mission. Canis, I'll make amends for the damage to this wall, but at some other time.
Are you mad, Ben? Every tiger in this city will be here in a minute. You must leave. Now.
Not without me, he isn't. You can't leave me here, Ben. I'll take the risks that come.
He's right. I can no longer protect him here. Take him with you, Ben.
As soon as I get into this old lead-lined spacesuit, it'll prevent any radioactive rays escaping.
Here's your pack and weapon, pup. And good luck.
Goodbye, friend. Till we meet again, and thanks for whatever information you gave me about the Rat Society.
The tigers are their enemies. What they learned in their wars against the rats, I gave to you. Now, both of you, go.
Kamandi and Ben follow the gloomy length of what seems to be an underground river passage. Why are we taking this route, Ben? Where does it lead to?
Transportation.
This is how I visit Canis without being seen. This is it. Untouched and seaworthy. A mini sub. I've seen their like in the microfilm library. I hope there's room for an extra passenger. Just squeeze in behind the pilot's seat. All controls functioning. Oh well, out of the frying pan and into the fire. Here we go. I'm taking her down. Don't the tigers guard the mouth of this passage? We may still be spotted and cut off. Kamandi's answer comes from the surface above. The militant tigers use only small, swift patrol boats.
The river's clear. No sign of suspicious craft.
I'll hug the river bottom until we're well out of their area. What was once the Hudson River is now a vast underwater graveyard, littered with rotting hulks which thrust from the muck like an army of tombstones. What a sight! They must have all been sunk with one blow. Then, on through the green, ghost-like skyscraper canyons of New York, silent and empty of multitudes, where even memories have vanished from the dark windows. Suddenly, something darts toward the mini-sub. Ben, did you ever hear of a frog rat? I see them. We've been shadowed since we first entered this sunken city. They're all around us. And getting ready to close in for the kill. Ben, what can we'll get rid of the rear guard first. What they can't see, they won't attack. As for the others, a little burst of speed should leave them out of wind and luck. Soon. Here's what I've been looking for, Kamandi. You're not going into that, are you, Ben? It's some kind of dark hole. Without hesitation, Ben Boxer maneuvers the mini-sub into the sinister aperture. It's a hole made by rats. The roads to everywhere. Canis gave me the location of this one. The underwater burrow suddenly tilts upward and the mini-sub follows its contour until it breaks to the surface in a huge cavern-like room. This is the end of the ride, Kamandi. We'll get out and reconnoiter. I suppose it's a place to start. The rats may be holding your friends in some other area. There may be thousands of tunnels. Finding them may be impossible. True, but this is a main artery. Whoever took my friends must use it often. As Ben studies some notes given to him by Dr. Canis, danger descends from the surrounding shadows. Well, it seems that part of New York is still above water. I suppose that's how the rats survived. They must be all about us. Now! Got him! When Kamandi awakens, he remembers shock and darkness. Then he looks about and he knows why. The animals are conscious. Do you think the cage will hold them? Sure. Even if they slip the ropes, that electric cage will give them as big a jolt as the rod bags. Don't worry about him. They'll stay put. That big one, he's the same type as the others we bagged. Hey, get your claws off my cards. Pull that once more and... Don't be so touchy. Why don't you keep your mind on the cut we'll get for this catch? I can't figure these animals out. The big one wears a baggy suit I took from him, yet he travels with this whelp who wears almost nothing. There goes the buzzer. The train's coming. Help me get that cage over to the dumping door. The train won't stop too long to make this pick up. The train's here. It's heading toward the booty depot. Our pets will be right on time for the accounting. Let's dump them. The sooner we're rid of them, the better. What once used to be a well-traveled subway is now a worn, aged network with only the parts above sea level used for service. We trapped some new game! Haul 'em away! The subway train rattles down the tracks, carrying its captives to an unknown fate. Kamandi betrays his anxiety, but Ben Boxer remains cool and confident. Keep calm, boy. Just let things take their course. Where they take us may turn out to be important. I see your friends. They may have been taken to the same place. Neither Kamandi nor Ben tries resisting when their destination is reached. Each is roughly carried off.
It's raining big game tonight. Here's another of those clothed beasts.
This one may be his cub. They were caught at the same time.
When Kamandi and Ben are dragged into the booty depot.
Well, if it isn't old home week. Stop squirming, Fido, or you'll get slapped.
Ben,
look, are they?
Yes, they're the research team. We can't do much about this, Ben. Having a cyclo heart which fissions and strengthens us won't work in this old lead-lined spacesuit. Well, there's no lead lining to stop my radioactive process from activating. My hard disk is exposed. All I have to do is press it. With a great heave, Ben hurls himself free from his captors and falls face forward.
Stop him! He's loose!
There is more than one way to press my hard disk. Ben falls hard. The disk is pressed hard. Atomic fission occurs with a shockwave that sends Kamandi spinning into the air. The blast, it tore the ropes apart. Kamandi moves to attack even as he strikes the floor. I'll take that gun, and I'll hurt more than your ego if you force me to use it.
That animal, he's got my gun! Get him!
But the rats close in on Kamandi, and the room rocks to a succession of shots.
Look out!
The swiftness and savagery of their species stirs the rats. In one smashing blow, Kamandi is disarmed.
Drop it!
Ow! In a nightmare world, in a nightmare place, Kamandi struggles with nightmare creatures. Their demon eyes blaze, and their sharp, gnashing teeth loom like jagged knives in the gloom. It takes grit and raw survival instinct to overcome the fear that grips Kamandi, but this is far from being the end of his ordeal.
Tell him he's dangerous. We can't use him. Crazy little beast. If I can only grab his neck.
The pressure increases, forcing Kamandi back to the wall. He feels the hot, steamy breath on his face, the thrusting claws.
No! It'll only take one twist to...
From somewhere, the steel arm of Ben Boxer whips out and smashes the rat through the floor. Sorry I couldn't help you sooner, Kamandi, but I had to cut my friends loose. You're all fissioned. Your bodies are steel hard. It's how my people survived the radiation disaster, by exposing themselves to the rays in small intervals until they literally became nuclear people.
I can't puncture this guy. He's changed into a living fortress.
Then, outside the room, the other rats are panicked by what's happening.
Call the rest of the gang. We're in trouble. Mayday! This is the booty depot. We need every gun in the roost. Make it fast. Fast!
From every dismal corner occupied by the rat gang, the vicious denizens of the ruins come pouring out.
Check your weapons. It must be a raid.
At that moment, Kamandi and his fellow prisoners have broken out of the booty depot. We've gone onward and upward, but it's still dry. We're still above water level. I'd say we're on street level. This is the lobby of an old commercial building. Then, from every shadowed corner,
Yes, then. Don't let him escape. Alive.
Down, Kamandi! Grenade!
Nice catch, Ben.
We're not here to fight battles. Let's get out of here. I'm for taking the short, quick route. Stand back. Here's a handy exit, even if I have to make it myself. Now, let's go. The great power gained by nuclear change pours incredible strength into Ben Boxer. Flamethrowers, those rats have really salvaged an impressive arsenal. Hang on, Kamandi. The fugitives bound swiftly into the open. They cross a craggy field and fade into the distance. Make tracks. Nuclear change can become unstable, and we could change back into less invincible form. The rats, I heard them behind us.
Cease fire! I waste all this good ammo on wild animals. They'll only get caught by our own hunters, and we'll get their pelts eventually. Besides, that area out there is littered with stray landmines. Poachers have been infiltrating here, trying to cut in on our game preserve. You're right. The next sound we hear may be them going straight up.
Suddenly,
there's the flash. They've hit a mine. My guess is that there's not much left of them worth going after.
But the echoing flash has been deceiving. Ben Boxer and his friends have merely pressed their cyclo hearts to return to their original form. Change effected, Ben, and job done. Nature sure has done a spectacular job on your kind. We are going home now, Kamandi, and you're free to do as you wish. Well, where is your home, Ben? It must be a fantastic place. It didn't exist before our people built it. Before the Great Disaster, our forebears were physicists and engineers. We're still busy building things, like the air travel. Here it comes. It must have broken free of that ruined bridge. It had to. It's got mechanisms that respond to invisible rays we send out from our bodies. It's sending down cables. Is it programmed to do that? Yes. And to take us up too. We're leaving, Kamandi. Wait! The youngster's going with us, Ben. Looks like we've got a stowaway. No, an extra rider. I'd be alone down there, the last of my kind in a world of mindless humans and mutated beasts. Well, you're welcome to make the best of things among us. Hop in. I can't wait to see your home, Ben. It must be a place of wonders. If my judgment is correct, the rats must be examining one of them now. What? We left the mini-sub behind, remember? Well, it's now being decommissioned. That must have been a big surprise to the rats, at least to those left to show a reaction. Bear south, men. Ahead lies tracking site. Tracking site. Towns have had stranger names, but in the world Kamandi knows, this town will more than fulfill the name it bears. That's why you must look for the next issue. It will reveal an astounding clue to the beginnings of Kamandi's strange new world. And for conflict, Chaku, the Goliath of gorillas. For adventure, the Astro Saga. And for sheer fright, the thing that grew on the moon.